What's up, Guardians? Sly here, and welcome back to another Sly Nation, a Destiny reset guide. As Age of Triumph continues to keep me occupied, another raid debuts today at 390 light, along with some more raid armor, more exotic primaries, a brand new shader, and a brand new Sparrow. But we'll hit some of that when we get there. Well, this is going to be a long one with all the vendor stuff going on, so let's cut the chit-chat and get to it. It's Tuesday, April 11th, and this is your Destiny Age of Triumph weekly reset guide. So, as always, we'll start up here in orbit and check out the weekly playlist and the Crucible as well. So, for the Crucible playlist, first up we have Mayhem Clash, which comes with the Treasure of Ages, of course. Embrace the chaos, my friends. It's a 6v6 team deathmatch, probably the most fun you'll have in the Crucible. Alright, keeping with the Crucible, let's take a look at the other ones this week. And first up we have Control, which is always awesome to see for this week. Next, Supremacy. Then, of course, Elimination is here, and that changes to Trials of Osiris come Friday. After that, Salvage, and then finally, Rumble. And, of course, down here we have private matches for your playing pleasure. Alright, so next up, let's take a look at the Nightfall, which is going to be awesome. And, of course, the modifiers are going to come up first. We have Epic. Heavily shielded, highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Following that, Berserk, Means of Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. Then Small Arms, primary weapon damage is favored. Chaff, player radar is disabled. And then Fresh Troops. Some enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. No burn this week, so that's a little bit of a shame, but let's jump in and see who we're going to take down this week.
I'm tracking reports of fallen splicers spotted in and around the Hellmouth. Intel suggests they're hunting ogres. Get down there. Make sure they don't snatch up any more fodder for their twisted experiments.
Alright, so our boy Fogoth is this week's Nightfall, which is not too bad. You know, there's no burn, so it won't be that hard to get it finished, especially there at the end with all those, shock cannons, flame cannons, and his little eye thing, so it should be fairly easy. So I am kind of excited about that. Alright, let's head back up to orbit and check out everything else. Alright, so next up we're going to take a look at the Crisis Heroic playlist, or SIVA Crisis Heroic, whatever you want to call it. And the modifiers are going to be up first. So we have Heroic, enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. Following that, once again we have Small Arms, primary weapon damage is favored. Then Fresh Troops, enemy squads have been fortified with additional reinforcements. And then finally here at the end we have Airborne, player deals more damage while in the air. Now with this, the Titan and the Warlock have the advantage. You can use Angel of Light or the Imperium Bellicose to stay up in the air to do more damage for longer, which are both great options for this particular modifier. It's actually kind of fun too, something a little different. Alright, so next let's take a look at the, the dailies, right? There is a new daily playlist, and this time it's called Dark Champions. I'm assuming that's the dailies with like a big boss at the end. Not quite sure, but I'll find out here soon. Alright, so for modifiers, we have Heroic, of course. Then we have Ironclad, more enemies have shields. And then again, Airborne, players deal more damage while in the air. So, also Imperium Bellicose, Angel of Light will definitely work there as well. Alright, so that's it. Next, let's take a look at the raid. And of course, as you guys can see, it is King's Fall with all three challenges active. Golgoroth Challenge, War Priest, and of course Oryx. Now, like I said earlier, the exotic primaries are in here, so every single challenge has the chance to drop an exotic primary, as well as the new armor for King's Fall. So, while the old one will still work if you have it up to 400, I recommend using that to get all of the extra buffs, like, the extra reload speed and auras, the agility when you hold the, what's that thing called? I don't know, the little ball, I forget the name of it. We always called it Relic when you're doing Oryx. But anyway, all those raid perks in the armor definitely help out. So if you have that, I'd recommend getting some crappy armor that's 400, boosting it up. That way you can get all the benefits of raid armor, and then just, start collecting the new stuff. Also, the good thing about this is that with 3 challenges, you're going to get a lot more ornaments this time around. So this is a great place to get all 3 of your characters through, to get more ornaments for all your other gear. Of course, everything else takes Age of Triumph ornament now. So with Wrath of the Machine having new ornaments, these guys having new ornaments, and also the last 2 raids have new ornaments, it's going to be a lot of different combinations and options. So I would definitely try to get those through and try to get everything up to par. Alright, well that does it here in orbit. So first, let's take down the reef and see what's going on over here. Okay, so welcome to the reef. And first up, we're going to take a look at my girl Petra and her bounties.
Go ahead.
Alright, so first up, we have Take the Wanted, Show Oath, Horror of Oryx, Mars or Venus. Then we have Take the Mount Mars, Kill Taken Lieutenants on Mars. You need 12 of those. And following that, Take them all, kill 100 taken. As for the 3 newer bounties, we have Queen's Champion, defeat 50 minions of darkness before completing the Challenge of Elders. And then Queen's Treasure, open the treasure chest in level 41 PoE. And finally here at the end, Queen's Eye, kill 30 taken with precision shots.
Still here.
Alrighty, Miss Vetra, thank you very much. Miss Vetra. Petra, that works too. Anyway, Varix is up next. Let's take a look at all of his goodness. And unfortunately, I already grabbed his stuff earlier this morning because this is my second time making this playlist. I ran out of space and I didn't finish the video and it wouldn't let me open any of the files. So I had to do all of this over again, which is why this comes out at 10 o'clock. Anyway, so we'll take a look at the bounties first and then the modifiers. So first up, we have Dead Shot, to kill enemies with precision shots in level 41 PoE or the challenge. Then we have Close Still Counts, use grenades to kill enemies, you need 40 grenade kills. And then Firefighter, use solar abilities to kill enemies in 41 PoE or the challenge, you need 30 solar ability kills. And for the modifier this week, we have Grenade Kill bonus, grenade kills are worth more points. Alrighty, so we are done at the reef. Next, we're going to take a look at the Iron Temple over there at Fellwinter Peak. Alright, so welcome to the temple, and as always, we'll check out Shiro first. So we'll take a look at the bounties and then his class items. And if I remember right, I think he's got a pretty decent one. So, first up for bounties, the good news is we have 3 bounties and only 1 Archon's Forge bounty. So that is always a good thing. Alright, so Shakatumi, 75 fallen kills with arc damage. Then we have Pull the Plug, kill fallen majors and ultras, and then stay down. All you have to do is kill a bunch of fallen. Finally, the last one here, of course, is a Forge bounty, and it is Shanks. Get 4 Archon's Forge victories in Shanks. Alright, so for class items, first up, the best one for the Hunter, Mantle of Galeon, comes in at 34-33 Discipline Strength. Then we have Silimar's Iron Sash, 31-34 Intellect Discipline. And then for the then for the Warlock, we have Fellwinter's Iron Bond, 32-31 Intellect Discipline. Alright, Mr. Shiro, thank you very much. Next, we're going to take a look at Tyra Karn up here and her artifacts. Okay, so first up, ooh, I can already see Scories. We have Memory of Scory coming in at 74-81 Discipline Strength. Now remember guys, Scories did change. It no longer, refills super energy when your super is full. Well, it still does in a way, but when your super is full, you have to kill something and then it will last for a minute. So if you're killing stuff and your super is full, it will keep charging everybody else. But it stops after a minute if you don't kill anything. So if you're just sitting there waiting, it's not going to be very useful. Not a big fan of the change personally because, in PvP or in PvE, it was very helpful. In PvP, I don't think people really used it that much because it took too long to actually make a difference in charging. So, I mean, you'd have to really, really be hiding or running or something instead of fighting. And in PvP, it just doesn't work that way. So I don't think it was used wrong in PvP because there was really not a chance to use it, but that's just my personal opinion. And next up, we have Memory of Radagast, comes in at 74-76 Discipline Strength, and then Memory of Galeon, 109 Strength. Okay, so we're wrapping up here. Next, over to the tower where there are quite a few good weapons to take a look at. Okay, so we finally arrived at the tower. I know you guys didn't see it because I edited it out, but it seriously took me 5 minutes of flying to get in here. That was pretty ridiculous. So, alright, anyways, we'll take a look at all the vendors first, and then we'll take a look at the Hall of the Vanguards. And there are quite a few good weapons from the vendors. So let's start over here at New Monarchy. Take a look at what kind of material he's taking for reputation, and then a few of the roles.
What can we do for you tonight?
Alright, so New Monarchy is accepting Spid Metal, which is still good. I have quite a few Spid Metal left for reputation. And in terms of roles, I think he's got a pretty good ghost here. The Senator Shell coming in at 35-34 Intellect Discipline, which is a pretty damn good role. in terms of weapons. He's got a decent assembly 3 or assembly 2. For scopes, we have reflex, sure shot is, and then OEG. Extended mag, lightweight, perfect balance, or spray and play, and then we have hidden hand. Right across the top, guys. Extended mag, perfect balance, hidden hand. Not too bad. Now, I wish it would have a little more stability, because these type of weapons with a high rate of fire definitely kick a little more than the usual, the other ones, but still, it's still not a bad roll at all. And spray and play is always a great perk, but unfortunately, it's tied to the stability. So, that is obviously your choice, but I would go right across the top right here. Next up, we have a shotgun, but it's only really good as a PvE shotgun, and it is the Bad Counsel 4. Now, let's take a look. For barrel upgrades, you have Smart Drift Control, Accurized Ballistics, and then Aggressive Ballistics. Personally, I would go Accurized Ballistics, a little more range, a little more impact, less stability, but stability on a shotgun is really not a big deal. We have Hand Loaded, which again gives you, it's kind of hard to see here. Let's see. There we go. Little more range or lightweight, so definitely go with Hand Loaded. Then we have Perfect Balance, which is meh, whatever. Surrounded, and then Rangefinder. Once again, right across the top, Hand Loaded, Perfect Balance, Rangefinder with Accurized Ballistics. Not a great PvP shotgun. Will it do good? Absolutely. But this is more for a PvE side of things, especially with the Vault of Glass and all the Minotaurs you have. This would be a great thing to take along. Alright, so that is everything over here in Mnemonarchy. Next, let's head over to Dead Orbit and the Future War Cult and see what they're dealing with. I know there is a pretty awesome pulse rifle over there. I saw it when I was making my first video that ended up messing up. So, we'll go take a look at that. Okay, so for Dead Orbit, they are accepting Spirit Bloom, which is, whatever. And then for weapons this week, we have a couple good ones here. The Extremophile isn't too bad here. This type of auto rifle is slowly becoming a mainstay in the Crucible, like Monte Carlo and a couple of those Suros auto rifles. That's really, really strong right now. So we have Reflex, Steady Hand is, and OEG rifle scope. Armor piercing rounds, snapshot, small bore. If you look at it, extra range, extra stability. It says mag increase, but the description here says reduced magazine size. So not sure what that's about. Then we have Rodeo, also a good choice, and Hidden Hand. Altogether, not too bad. Not great, but not bad. Then moving on to the Last Ditch here. The Last Ditch is pretty awesome this week. Oh, it's always been awesome. But now it's even more awesomerist. So, Linear Compensator. Then we have Accurized Ballistics, and then Aggressive Ballistics. Flared Magwell, Snapshot. Now, Snapshot on a shotgun is amazing. Coming from a run, especially when you're using Blink, if you're trying to run in shotgun, they reduce the the aim down the sights dramatically on shotgun. So if you have Snapshot, it helps out a lot with that. Then we have Small Bore, more range, more stability, less reload, but who really needs reloads on shotguns? And then Close and or Personal, short period, 25% bonus melee damage after landing a hit with this weapon, and then Rangefinder. So I would go Accurized Ballistics, Snapshot, Small Bore, and then Rangefinder. A great PvP shotgun. A great shotgun, period. So if you need one, this is definitely something to take a look at.
Goodbye.
Alright, so next up, we're going to take a look at Roni down here. Let's see what the Vanguard Quartermaster has for us. I know he's got a couple of good weapons, but I can't remember what they were. Let's see. Oh yeah, it was the Continental. This was pretty awesome. So for sights, we have Red Dot ORA, Quick Draw is, and then OEG rifle scope. Comes with Rodeo or Hip Fire, Perfect Balance, Appended Magazine, and then Counterbalance. Right across the top, guys, these are all stability upgrades, and they're pretty good. Now, is it worth getting rid of Perfect Balance for a few more bullets? I can't quite answer that because I haven't used this particular one right here yet, but it seems like it would be because it already has a decent amount of stability. You add Rodeo and Counterbalance, I think you'll be fine. So definitely play around with it. If you need a good AR, which like I said, this type of archetype right here is becoming everywhere in the Crucible. Of course, Necrochasm is still dominating, but this is probably the second most used archetype in the Crucible. Definitely try it out. Alright, so next we're heading over to the Future War Cult. Let's see what they got for us. Alright, so first good weapon is the Waltz. Now this thing is pretty awesome this week, guys. We have Reflex, Steady Hand is, and OEG. Once again, Steady Hand is gives you more stability and reload. And remember that. High caliber rounds, like I said, always great. Hip fire, whatever. Perfect balance, third eye, and then counterbalance. This is like a Grasp of Malak type of archetype. High rate of fire, little impact. But if you can land headshots, this thing is dirty. Alright, and the last thing to take a look at is, of course, the Wormwood. We have Steady Hand is, Fast Draw is, and Quick Draw is. Armor piercing rounds, it's whatever. I think they give a little bit of range, so I would definitely use them. Snapshot, also great on any primary or any secondary. Then we have Hand Loaded, Army of One, and Rangefinder. So, if I were you guys, I don't know what's better, armor piercing rounds or snapshot. I would probably go snapshot. Then we do hand loaded and rangefinder. This is a pretty good Wormwood. Not like, you know, a god roll, but definitely a really good one. Alright, so that wraps us up here in the ship hangar. Next, we'll take a look at the Hall of the Vanguards. Check out Zavala, then Shaxx, and then our site to see what kind of goodies he has for the week. Alright, first we're starting off with Zavala's Bounties, and we have Strike Elite. Earn gold, silver, or bronze to your achieved medals. You need 9 of those. Then we have Sunrise. Earn a gold to your achieved medal in the Nightfall before time expires. Of course, this is also where you can get the Icebreaker if RNG is on your side. And then Cleanup. Get 150 enemy kills with your fire team during a SIVA Crisis Strike to earn a Brutal Efficiency medal. You need 3 of those. Thank you, Zavala. Next, Shaxx. Alright, so for his bounties this week, we have a Hunt for Glory. Exercise your skills in the Supremacy match type. 7 matches complete, 50 primary kills, 30 kill credits, and 20 crests denied. For the second one, Taking Control. Exercise your skills in the Control match type. 7 matches complete, 30 advantage kills, 15 captures, and of course, a beeline. Anyways, next up, let's take a look at the always awesome Palindrome. Even though a palindrome is not a palindrome, whatever, we have Steady Hand is, Sure Shot is, and then Quick Draw is. As far as perks go, Outlaw, Partial Refund, Hammer Forged, Explosive Rounds, and then Luck in the Chamber. All in all, pretty awesome. Outlaw, Hammer Forged, Luck in the Chamber. Now, is it worth a little less range for Explosive Rounds? Depends on what map, but this is a pretty good roll right here. Alright, and finally we come to the Event Horizon as our last one. It has Sight Sis, View Tac, and then Ambush. Comes with Underdog, Spray and Play. Spray and Play is one of my favorite perks in Destiny. It works great on any weapon. Then we have Skip Rounds, Casket Mag, and Unflinching. So, pretty good weapon. Alright, and that, my friends, brings us to the end of this video. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. You are the reason for my channel, and I cannot thank you guys enough for keep coming back to check everything out. As always, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at SlyNation or even on Facebook. SlyNation Gaming is the best place to stay up to date on all my new uploads, as well as Destiny, Destiny 2, and of course, Mass Effect Andromeda. Keep an eye out for more videos coming out of SlyNation here very soon, but until then, this is your boy Sly, and I will see you all later.